Now we'll define some terms that will actually help us talk about how we will select units from the population. So far we've defined the target population as the set of all units that we're interested in. The next term, actually there's two common terms for this idea, is the sample population, which is also known as the sampling frame. Those two terms mean the same thing. The sample population or sampling frame is the set of units that have some chance of ending up in your data set based on the way you're collecting your data. So it's the set of units with some chance of being included in your data set. So for example, if we're thinking about surveying Wellesley students, suppose that the way I'm going to sample Wellesley students is that I'm going to set up a table in front of the Science Center and talk to everyone who walks by and say, hey, will you fill out my survey? Everyone who has some chance of walking by the Science Center while I'm there is in the sampling population, the sampling frame or the sample population. So if you are a Wellesley student who's not on campus that day, you are not in the sample population. If you're someone who never goes to the Science Center and that's where I am, you're not in the sample population. But if you're someone who's walking by me and I'm approaching you to possibly participate in my survey, you are in the sample population. Or if you think about an example of surveying households across the US, suppose what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a list of phone numbers and dial some of the numbers on that list. Any household whose phone number is on that list is in my sample population. Any household whose phone number is not on that list, or a household that does maybe not have a landline phone number, is not in a sample population, has no chance of ending up in my data set. So let's see. I'll just write the last example. I said households with phone numbers, let's say, listed publicly, right? Maybe I'm going to go through the phone book, something like that. That's the sample population. Now I'm going to start a picture. I'm going to start it on another slide, but you should start it somewhere in your notes where you can add to it as you go. This is going to be a picture of these ideas. So first I'm going to draw some units. Here's my excellent drawing skills in Zoom. Here's my Zoom drawing skills. Those are units. Say they're people, okay? And the target population is some set of those people, right? So maybe the units are human beings, but the human beings I'm interested in are the ones who are current Wellesley students. So again, maybe this is the target population. Okay. So now I want to draw the sample population. So let me do that. Okay. Maybe this is my sample population. There's a couple things to note here. So the target population is all the people that I wish I could collect information on. The sample population is all the people I have some chance of collecting information on based on the way that I decided to collect data. So first of all, the sample population does not include the entire target population, right? So there are units like this one here, and this one here, and this one here who are in the target population, but not in the sample population. So again, if my plan for collecting data is to set up a table in front of the Science Center and approach people with my survey, the people who are abroad, who are not on campus that day, or who never go to the Science Center, are these people out here who are in the target. I want to know what they think about remote learning, but they are not in my sample population because the way I chose to collect data gives me zero chance of including them. Then we have these people here who are in the target population and in the sample population. That's good, right? We want a lot of people in this area. But there's also some people out here probably who are in the sample population, but not in the target population. So who are those people going to be? Let's think for a second who they might be.